Alright girls, so we're doing a cooking club. It's going to be online, just videos. It's not going to be live, it's not going to be hands-on, but it does have some advantages, such as we're not pressed for time. We're not forced to start and finish everything and even eat everything in 1 hour like we were in the year. So for the first video I thought, why not do something that takes forever? No, I'm kidding, not forever, but it takes a long time to do. But it's something basic that everyone should know how to do it because it's just so easy and so simple, and that is to just make bread, right? So if you have flour at home, you have water, that's it, and obviously yeast, and that's it. You just need 3 ingredients. You could add salt, sugar, you don't have to, but we will. But it's very basic. I'll show you how to do it, and yeah, let's begin. So first off, flour, basic ingredient. I'll use a cup, spatula, and we got a bowl right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is kind of the opposite of what we did with the grains. Remember the grains, so anything like quinoa, couscous, rice, what we would do is we would do a 1-to-2 ratio. So 1 cup solid, 2 cups liquid, right? This is the opposite. The bread is the opposite. It's 1 cup liquid, 2 cups solid. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to do 2 cups of flour. And you just see how easy this is. We're doing 2 cups. And because it's bread and you have to knead it anyway, it doesn't have to be super precise. You don't have to take a knife and scrape off the top to make a perfect 1 cup. Just figure it out. Dump it in. You don't have to sift it. You're not making a cake or whatever. So just figure it out. And everyone has flour in the house. I know it's a bit short now in places, but if you're making cookies or cake, you have flour. So instead of that, why not make something like fresh bread? Not many things beat a nice warm loaf of fresh bread. So there's our flour, 2 cups in, and now we need 1 cup water and a little bit of yeast. So the yeast, if you have some at home, fairly simple. You could measure, but I don't know. I just wing it. That's what I like to do. Just you can't see that. Let me get my camera. Show you another view of it. So, come on. So here, just to give you an idea, this is my 1 cup measuring tool, and that's how much yeast I have. Okay, I don't know how much is that. Like a half a tablespoon. Who knows? I'm sure you can get recipes online that tell you exactly how much. I don't know, just wing it. Obviously, there's different kinds of breads. We're just going to do the basic kind. And to that, optional. The next 2 things are optional. Sugar. It helps activate the yeast. Okay, so I'm going to put only a drizzle, not much. So again, if I wanted to show you, this is what it looks like. Okay. So again, maybe what is that, a teaspoon? I don't even know. Just a little bit. But again, you don't need to do that. It's just optional. And we said 2 parts solid, 1 part liquid. So because I used 2 of these to put the flour in, I'm going to use the same guy to put the water in. I'm going to go to my tap. Warm water is better. So don't go super hot boiling, just go warm. And then fill your cup to about the top. Alright. There you go. Dump that in. That's it. And you've made your base for your bread. Your spatula, your measuring cup, your bowl, flour, water, yeast. Add sugar if you want. Add salt if you want. But it's entirely up to you. That's it. 1 thing. Just rinse it right away, put it away, no dishes. Done. A little bit of salt. Again, optional. You don't have to do that. And that's as simple as that. Now all you need to do here is just mix it. Mix it at first. It's going to look like a sloppy mess. You're going to say, why did I ever listen to Puyan? What is he talking about? He doesn't know what he's doing. But sure enough, keep mixing it a bit. And I'm doing this real time so you can see how long it takes and how easy it is. Just mix it up, smush it in, The spatula is a good tool because it kind of scrapes the sides. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. You're just scraping the sides as you go all the way around, and it keeps mixing everything in, so you don't waste anything. And you can, and I use a silicone spatula. It's silicone. No, silicone. You mix it and you smush it, so it's bendy. And there you go. If this is, I don't know, something you don't want to do, you want to use your hands because it's fun to get in there. But when I do this with my kids, we definitely use our hands because it's way more kinesthetic, right? So we do that, and this is about it. That's how long it takes. Now, if you look at it, it's like a big ball. Okay, so we're just mixing it. How long did that take? 3 minutes? No, not even. So there you go. We have a little ball of bread ready to be made. And it's as simple as that. That's what really bread is. And you know, that's what pasta is too. Pasta is just water and flour. Bread is just water and flour. Easiest things in the world. And you go to a restaurant, they charge you $20 for a plate of pasta. What is that? So, that's it. We are ready to cover it. So if you can see what that looks like, it's just a ball. It's just a small little ball, about, size of your hand. And it's ready to be proof, or ready to proof and rise. So what we do is you could put a tea towel on it, or just a little wrap. I like to put cling wrap, but you don't have to. Just put a kitchen towel on it, that's fine too. Maybe the aluminum bowl wasn't the best choice. The wrap doesn't stick. There we go. Okay, that's it. Bowl, covered, dough, water, yeast, rising. You leave it in there this one is a pretty basic one. You could leave it in there for as little as 3 hours, but the longer you leave it, the more it puffs up and rises, the more, light and flaky your bread is, but it's your choice. Anyway, that's that. Your bread's ready to rise for 3 hours. So you leave it on the counter, not in the fridge, just on the counter somewhere. And that's it. I've already done this one, so you can see in a matter of hours, I did it this morning, look how much bigger it's gotten. It's gotten humongous, right? It's like double the size of my hand. I don't know if you can see that. But that's it. So I made this one at 8 o'clock, I think. It was like 8:15 before our classes started for the day. And that would turn into this in, what time is it now? I don't know, 1:30? So it's about, 5 hours, 6 hours, about. If it was 8:30 to 1:30, it'd be 5 hours. So think 5 hours. But that one is good enough to go in 3 hours, really. So it becomes like this. Now comes the slightly messy part. Notice how my hands are still clean. I didn't even touch the dough or anything. It's perfectly dry, but this is the messy part. Now with bread, people think, oh, it's a huge process, it's a mess, it takes forever. Not true. You can do it fairly quickly. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take a tray. If you have one of these Silpat baking sheets, they're pretty good. You can use one of those. Place it here so it's ready to be used. And then what you need is a little bit of flour. So put it on your surface. If you guys can see that. No, I should probably tilt the camera down a bit. Yeah, I'm going to tilt the camera down a bit just so you can see what's going on. Just a little bit of flour just to get the stickiness from really clinging to your hands. And then what you do is you can use your same spatula just to scrape this off, and maybe run this around a bit. And you can smell it too. Starts smelling like bread. That's good. And just scrape it down. And it kind of like sticks. It's kind of a sticky, like goopy texture to start. Plop it down onto your surface with flour. And then this bowl is done. You're ready to work with the bread and the flour. So it's that one bowl that really gets dirty. I mean, you have to clean this surface too, but it's not so bad. Cover it with flour a bit. Cover your hands with flour a bit. And now you just have fun. This is the part where the kids love. So you like bash it, you roll it, fold, bend, fold, press, fold, press, fold, press. It's just fun to do. Make a little ball out of it. What you're doing here is you're knocking out all the little air bubbles and making the bread kind of hold together a little bit better. like that, like that. And again, this is real time, so you can see how easy this is. I mean, it takes a long time to do, only because you're waiting for it to rise. You're not doing anything in that time, right? You're just going about your day. So for example, you're teaching 4 classes, which is what I did today. And then when I'm done, I get to do this, and the bread's ready for tonight. And look, you got a nice little round ball of bread. But you now have the option of choosing what kind of bread you want to make. If you want an old country-style bread, well, you let this rise for a day, and then you make a big ball out of it because it's going to be huge and light. If you want baguettes, well, maybe you put a little more sugar in it, maybe you put some oil in it. I'm going to do a baguette style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut it in half, and by cut I mean just tear apart. And then I'm going to roll this in the flour and make it a little kind of like tube-like shape. Now keep in mind, this is going to rise again. So it's not going to be the size you want it yet. So you might say, well, that looks pretty tiny, but no, don't be fooled. It's going to rise again. Okay? Let's do this. And look, that's about the size I'm looking for. Okay? So I don't know, size of maybe a forearm. I don't know, whichever you want. These are not, like I don't really go with recipes, just get a feel for it. And another way of testing to see if it's good, you just press your finger down and ooh, it kind of like bounces, bubbles back up. Very appetizing. But again, right now it doesn't really look like much. I just know what the end product is going to be. So you stretch it out, it's a little elastic, and there you go. There's your one baguette. Place it on your pan. That's it. Next guy, same idea. I think this guy's a little bigger. I didn't divide them up equally. That's okay. Maybe this one will be for dinner tonight. The other one will be left over. And again, if you have flour and yeast and water, how easy is this? And how comforting is it to have a nice loaf of warm bread coming out? That's about it. Like that. Maybe this one's a little longer and bigger. So I'm going to leave that over here. If you can see, yeah, there you go. 2 loaves. Ah, they slide. Too much flour a bit. So here. Kind of look like 2 little loaves. And these are going to stretch. At this point, you can either wrap them again with cling foil or cling wrap, not foil. But I'm just going to put a little kitchen towel over it. All right, just leave it like that. And it's going to, in about, 45 minutes, rise up and be bubbly or big enough for it to go into the oven. At this point, you can maybe wait 15 minutes, but preheat your oven. And by the time it's ready to go, you'll be set. The entire mess we created is all in this little area here. Just wipe this up, and you're good to go. You've made bread. No hassle. So I'm going to jump ahead to when the bread is ready to go in the oven, and we'll see what we have to do. You have options after that also, but I'm going to show you a very basic way to make it look golden and good. All right? So back in an hour or so. Okay, so the bread has sat here for about an hour. If we look at it now, it has, puffed up, I guess you could say. It rises. And so all we have to do now is pop it in the oven, and it's done. Pop it in the oven for 15 minutes at 450 degrees. It's preheating now. But we're going to make this a little bit more exciting by adding a few things to it. It's, again, optional. You don't have to. All we're going to do is take an egg, 1 egg, and we're going to just cover the top with a beaten egg. So again, optional step, but this will make it look golden and good. There you go. Egg in. And really, it's a minute, but it's worth it. You will see. Gives it a nice little crust, a golden crust. So I'm going to mix it with the same brush I'm going to use to brush it on. Might as well. And then, as you're stirring it, mixing it around, it becomes all uniform, homogeneous. All right. And then you just take the yellow of the egg after it's popped, swirl it around, and then you're ready to just, there you go, brush it on. And if you can see what I'm doing, it's kind of low. Here, I'll try to hold it up a bit. Basically like this. Alright, so you're just brushing it on. A thin layer, you're not going to even use half of the egg that you've broken. It's just going to be a thin layer. Oh, that means the oven's ready. So once this is done, I'll just go in for, like I said, 15 minutes. All that time in the 15 minutes. It's just Kyler. Say hi.
Hi. I want to say hi too.
Obviously, Tomlin wants to say hi too. Yeah. Yes.
Hi.
I'll be out in a minute. Yeah, you can start. But stay on the driver.
But Daddy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little bit loud to open the door.
That's okay. That's okay. All right. Try to get the yellowy, eggy parts if you can. If you haven't beaten this really well, which I haven't, because who has the patience for that, right? No, you should do it. You should do it nice and even, so it's nice and yellow. So as you can see, or maybe you can't see, but this first guy is not very yellow compared to the next guy. Anyways, whatever, good enough. Not be too much of a stickler about it. That's that. So it's gonna be a golden crust. A few other extra touches. Coarse sea salt, put the setting on coarse, or just like sprinkle with your hands. But nice little chunky grains of salt. Not a lot. See, yeah, just like not even full turn, just a little crackling, just to give it a little sprinkling of salt. And that's ready to go. Yet another extra little touch you can do is you take a knife and you just slice across to give it that little, that open kind of like bready look. So you just take this like this and just do a cut like that with a sharp knife. Like that. In it goes. And then I'll do another one here. And another one here. I messed that up. This is not the sharpest of knives, so not the best idea. But it works. If you have a sharper knife, this will look super nice. Alright, so there you go. Those are your 2 loaves of bread. I'm going to put in the oven for exactly 15 minutes.
Daddy, why didn't you do the bread?
I'm just making bread. Alright, so it's in there. Oh, set the timer. Always set the timer, so you don't burn it. And that's it. So we have to wait 15 minutes, but I'm not going to obviously let the video run for 15 minutes, so we're just going to speed it up using the power of technology and special effects. Or maybe we could just accelerate time ourselves. Okay, well that passed around 15 minutes, approximately. So once it comes out, just make sure you let the bread rest a bit. It's going to be very hot, and you have to allow the bread to cool down so it gets a little harder, else when you cut it's just going to be a little too soft and it's not going to cut into nice loaves. But if you really can't wait, go ahead, use a glove to hold it. That's how hot it's going to be. Again, it's a very basic recipe. You could tweak it, you could add oil to it, some people add butter to it, but basically the rules you have to remember are instead of a 1 to 2 ratio, it's a 2 to 1 ratio. 2 solids, 1 liquid. So 2 cups flour, 1 cup water, a little bit of yeast, I don't know, wing it. I think the amount of yeast depends on how long you want to let it sit or rise, so I don't know, you get the hang of it. But put a bunch, put a little like spoon. And then that's it, let it rise. Oh, there you go. It's ready. Let's see. Oh yeah. So there you go. This is our tray of bread. Here, I'll zoom in so you can see. Look at that golden goodness, right? See that what that egg does? And the slashes we made with a knife really makes it look like a professional bake, even though it's not at all. It actually has quite a rustic look to it too. It's not a perfect loaf, right? It's not like right out of a bakery. So anyway, that's it. You have your bread. You have 2 loaves here. This is plenty for a family, and it's warm and gooey. Yeah, you'll eat it up. You'll love it. Very easy. 2 cups flour, 1 cup water, a little bit of salt and sugar if you want. Just a little 2 cups flour, 1 salt, 1 cup water, a little bit of yeast, salt and sugar. Done. 450, 15 minutes. That's it. All right, so let me give you a close-up of what this looks like on the inside. So I've let it cool now, so I can touch it. Put this aside here, and let's cut it open, see what it's like. All right, so let's take this guy right here. See, it's all soft, good stuff. Let's get a knife right here, and I'm just gonna cut it halfway just so you can see the inside. Very nice and moist. And there you go. Look at that. What was this? It was just water, flour, yeast, and that's it. Optional sugar and salt. No egg and salt at the top. Beautiful, beautiful loaf of bread. Now it's still a little warm on the side, so a little butter on that, anything you want. Fantastic. So that's how much it makes for 2 cups. You gotta think about 4 sandwiches. Each half a cup is like a sandwich. If you want a big sandwich. But that's it. It's as simple as that. Easy recipe. I hope you give it a try. And let me know if it went well. Or if you have any questions. Bye.